to do with the time that was given to us. I wish none of this had happened. Frodo? Gandalf? So do all who live to see such times, but that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that was given to us. On The Lord of the Rings by Tolkien. This afternoon we're going to be speaking about that coinage that everybody is given seemingly equally. We all have time. What we do not know is exactly how much remains. Is there enough to waste? Is it important to merely spend the time? Are we waiting for better days? Hopefully today, as we speak amongst ourselves and have the opportunity to meet some astounding people who have written truly unique books, we can make use of their information to make everything fall into place and to help us to spend this priceless system of currency better than ever before. We have Nadine May, a true visionary, a creative visionary both in words and in art, and with an outlook on life that she's going to tell you all about, and hopefully to help you to envision a completely different future. We have Liesel, who is going to be informing us about how to say no, why you should say no. We have Iris, whose book has just been printed, The Wounded Daughters of Africa. And we're going to be looking at how you can incorporate the feminine divine. She will tell you a little more about her frame of reference in this time of personal and global transformation. We have Jimmy, who will be introducing concepts of the collective mind. He's a true cognitive specialist. And I myself hopefully will be steering the process and incorporating all of these incredible sources of wisdom, these holy grails that are sitting right here in front of me, amongst us. Every single one of us is an authority on this subject of how to spend time, to waste it, and to share it. So the format of the Cafe of Conversations is we're going to take a couple of the questions that have been on your mind and on those of these authors and discuss it. I will be steering and making sure that everybody has a chance to make a contribution. Nadine, as we begin with this whole concept of time and the time that we've been given, the time that has been given us, could you maybe tell me what your perspective about that is? Who has given us this time?
Time is an illusion. An illusion.
Created by the human mind, and it's a program. And I'm more or less about how to look past the program, how
to go beyond mind.
That's been my lifelong challenge, is to spend my precious time, because time is precious even though it seems to be this illusion. It's precious. We only have, in the scheme of things, 24 hours a day, and we're all given the same amount. So if we keep spending our precious time on other people's priorities and things that are important to other people, there simply isn't going to be enough of it for us to complete our projects and the things that are important to us as well. So I've learned through the very, very hard way, through bumping my head and getting tired and exhausted, to find ways to say no to other people in very kind ways, because that's one of the things I stand for, is kindness, compassion for other people. So I didn't learn how to do that when I was a small child. I just thought it's not okay to say no. And I had to walk a really interesting journey to get to this place where I could write a book about ways to do that. So we have limited time, we have limited resources of energy and material goods. And if we keep dishing it out to other people when our cup is empty, we will simply not have enough to give to other people anymore. So that's the viewpoint I come from, is to be discerning with how we spend our time, so that our cup doesn't need to be empty. that, Liesel, and I feel that that is something with which all of us resonate. And, you know, Iris, what strikes me so strongly about what Liesel has just said is that as a woman, and with the consciousness of being female, somehow we're expected to multitask, and we are the ones who hold it so much together. Can your perspective maybe add in a little bit to how we can honor the feminine within us and in others?
Thank you very much, Belinda. I think the main problem is as over the decades and centuries, as our feminism has liberated us basically from the kitchen and domestic roles, and we're sitting in between, we're trying to honor ourselves and be authentic, and at the same time running around trying to prove ourselves in the world. And in that way we've totally disconnected from that feminine essence that allows us to reconnect with all life. And women are the only conduits for life. We've got these cells that are actually imaginal cells in the wombs that connect us with all life. And we disconnect so much with nature, etc., because we're running around in the business, so it's always thinking logically, instead of just being. And in that way it's creating such an imbalance in the world, and it's now time to draw that wisdom from the inside of us, within the wombs, that actually reconnect. And one of the things that I like that Credo Mutua says is that it's the mother mind, it's that compassion and it's that love and that nurturing that more and more women are disconnecting with, and we find ourselves like you know, when you pass a graveyard, we actually start feeling that the richest places are no longer in the oil fields, they're now in the graveyards, because everybody's dying with this potential in them, because as much as we've been given this time, we're not using it, because we're all trying to run around you know, trying to be somebody else, when, you know, we're just not embracing our own essence, our own feminine essence. And it's not only just about women embracing their feminine essence, it's also men being in touch with that mother mind, that intuitive side that helps you just, you know, to be.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that. There's a lot of support for that sentiment. And I don't think that we can overemphasize the role of the womb. In fact, the word matrix, I'm going to be speaking on hacking into the matrix tomorrow afternoon, I think at 11:45, and the word matrix itself means womb.
I tried to explain how the mind creates a sense of reality and also creates a sense of time. And I actually use psychological research in my books to explain this. So yes, the time that we experience is constructed in the mind as a result of, I can give a name to those programs. They're actually called schemata. Those of you that have done psychology will understand the concept of schemas or schemata, which are like little programs that form in the mind based on personal experience. And these govern the way you perceive things and the way you understand things.
Marvelous. Directly addressed to Liesel. Liesel, what do Noah and an elephant have in common? Shall I keep you guessing? Oh, couldn't take that. You need to know.
Thank you very much for asking that question. In my search for how to do things better so that I can live a more fulfilling life and serve other people, I came across such fantastic information, and one of it was from a psychologist with the name Jonathan Haidt, who explained that we all have inside a rider, a little man, on top of a huge elephant, and they are walking this path. And the rider is trying to get the elephant to move into a certain direction. The rider says, I want you to go there. The elephant is enormous. And if the elephant is not bought into what the rider wants him to do, guess who's going to win? Not the rider. Every time. So if we want to change our behavior and we want to learn something like to say no, or any behavior that we want to change in our lives, like going on a diet, if the rider, which is the conscious part of our brain, decides I want to go over there, and the elephant says no way, we're going over there, the elephant is going to win. So if we want to start saying no, the elephant has to be on board. And in my talk tomorrow, I will share more with you about how to get the elephant on board, because it's the biggest part of us. The 97% of our brain power that sits in the elephant. Right, and so we're going to be elephant tamers, elephant walkers.
So, in fact, all of these topics here in some strange way are quantum entangled because we have the multidimensional consciousness. And Jimmy is a great expert in that respect. We have Nadine, who is truly creating new visions, new narratives, weaving the realms of the impossible into the realms of the possible, and vice versa, through this visionary capacity. We have Liesel, who's going to help us to discern, to know when to say yes, when to say no, and how to make this time more fruitful.